I studied architecture. I grew up with architecture. My father was an architect. My brother, who was 4.5 years older, was training and then became an architect. I had no idea I was ever going to be a writer or anything like that. I was going to be an architect. And all my early playthings are all the things he brought home from the office, samples of, wood samples, marble samples, electric bits and pieces, everything. They were absolute magic, and I could never understand how you could have a plan to do anything where you didn't make something. In fact, when I was at the university, I was at the University of Pennsylvania, most of the people I knew were in the Wharton School of Finance and Commerce, and they never made anything. They were just bits of paper and reports, and I could never understand the reason for that. Anyway, after college, I went into the Navy. Those were the days that you had to go into service, and with great objections, and I was being wronged and everything. But it was a terrific experience. I met people and confronted problems and things I never would have without going into that kind of life for 3.5 years. But as you know, in service, a lot of your time is wasted. You do some things, and then there's a lot of standing and waiting and trying to kill time. And we were stationed in Newfoundland, which is a kind of interesting place. It's right where the Gulf Stream and the Labrador Current meet, generating masses of misery, I call it. It's all fog and damp and very cold and wet, but the kind of cold that goes right through and into your joints. Anyway, in order to keep myself sane, I began doing some watercolors. I brought some stuff with me, and I began doing some little illustrations geared to nothing, and then I started to do little stories to go along with them. And we were living on a barrack ship, and the commanding officer, after a couple of weeks, called me in and said that he was a little disturbed. I was demoralizing the battalion because I had these little pictures of elves and fairies and castles and things on the walls, drying the watercolors. And that the Navy men didn't do that sort of thing. So I had to stop.